Gentlemen, let's have a real conversation. What I'm about to share might completely change how you understand relationships with women. We're uncovering 15 eye-opening psychological truths about women, truths most men shy away from confronting. But here's the twist. It's not just about figuring women out, it's about understanding yourself. The Stoics remind us that true power lies in mastering our emotions and seeing the world for what it really is, not what we wish it to be. That's where real growth happens. So, stay with me. These insights might be the missing puzzle piece you've been looking for, the shift in perspective that could transform the way you navigate relationships and life. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. 1. Mental stimulation, the key to true attraction. Let's be clear about something. For women, attraction starts in the mind. You could have the most striking appearance, but if you don't engage her mentally, you'll just be another face she forgets. Women desire a deeper connection, one that goes beyond the surface. When you stimulate her intellect, it opens the door to emotional closeness, and yes, even to deeper physical satisfaction. But here's the thing. This isn't about faking interest or playing games. It's about genuinely understanding and improving yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." That wisdom rings true here. When your thoughts are grounded in confidence, purpose, and intention, you naturally project an energy that draws her in. For many women, the mental and emotional bond can mean more than any physical touch. It's not about manipulation, it's about understanding what truly matters. Stoicism teaches us that control begins with mastering ourselves. When you cultivate your mind, build emotional resilience, and grow your confidence, you naturally create the space for genuine connection. So, the takeaway is simple. Focus on engaging her mind first. Start with meaningful conversations, shared ideas, and emotional presence. When you do, everything else will follow naturally. After all, the strongest connections aren't just physical, they're rooted in the mind and heart. 2. Creams and foreplay can enhance intimacy. Let's talk about something that can truly transform your relationship: attention to detail. Here's the unfiltered truth. What women often desire most isn't about extravagant gestures. It's the small, thoughtful moments that stay with them. Using creams or oils during foreplay, for example, isn't just about enhancing physical pleasure. It's about creating an experience that's meaningful and intentional. It tells her you're not rushing. You're fully present, here and now. And this is where Stoicism comes into play. Intimacy, at its core, is about self-mastery as much as it is about connection. Remember what Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If your mind is elsewhere, she'll feel it. But when you focus your energy and engage her mind and body with purpose, you're doing more than just heightening pleasure. You're forging a deeper emotional bond. This isn't about learning tricks or shortcuts. It's about recognizing that foreplay is an essential part of the connection. When you take the time to be intentional, to truly see and feel her presence, you're not just elevating the moment, you're showing her that she matters deeply to you. And in doing so, you create something that's not just physical, but profoundly meaningful for both of you. 3. Scent, sparks, love. Let's uncover a truth that's often missed. Attraction isn't just about what you say or do. It's also about what you might not even notice. Here's an eye-opener. If a woman loves the way you smell, your chances of sparking her love increase by a staggering 97%. Surprising, right? A simple scent can create a profound emotional connection. It's deeply instinctive, tied to our primal nature. From a Stoic perspective, this is a reminder to focus on the subtle forces that shape our lives, the details we often overlook. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of controlling what's within our power, and your scent is one of those things. While you can't manufacture instant chemistry, you can take charge of the impression you leave by choosing a scent that truly represents you. It's about the little things, being intentional with your hygiene and selecting a fragrance that enhances your presence. These small actions aren't just about looking good. They show thoughtfulness, care, and attention to detail. And here's the magic. When she's drawn to you through something as seemingly simple as scent, it's not just physical attraction, it's the start of something deeper, something with the potential to grow into a lasting connection. So, don't underestimate the power of the small, intentional choices you make. Sometimes, it's these quiet details that speak the loudest and pave the way for meaningful relationships. 4. Worrying about appearance. Let's address something that many women won't openly talk about: how they feel about their appearance during intimate moments. Even the most confident women can find themselves caught up in doubts, worrying about being judged or feeling like they don't measure up. It's a quiet insecurity that can weigh heavily on her mind. This is where you have a chance to make a real difference. A simple, genuine reassurance can go a long way. When your words come from a place of calm confidence, they can completely shift her perspective. The Stoics remind us to focus on what's within our control. You can't change how she sees herself, but you can control how you respond. By offering steady reassurance and staying calm, you're doing more than easing her worries. You're showing leadership through your confidence. In a world that often prioritizes perfection, you're reminding her that what truly matters goes beyond the surface. True attraction isn't about flawless physical beauty. It's about creating a sense of safety and emotional security. When you stay grounded and present, you're telling her without words that she's valued for who she is, not just how she looks. That kind of connection is rare, and it's what sets you apart from the rest. So, remember, it's not about perfection. It's about being the steady, reassuring presence she needs in that moment. 5. Dates for free meals. Here's a reality that might sting a little. 38% of women admit they've gone on dates just for the free meal. Yep, while you're thinking it's all about romance and connection, she might be eyeing that steak and dessert like she's dining at a 5-star restaurant. It's not necessarily about you, it's about the situation. This is where the Stoic mindset becomes your superpower. Instead of getting frustrated or taking it personally, detach yourself from the outcome. Focus on what's within your control, your actions, your mindset, and how you choose to respond. Not every date has to lead to something significant, and understanding that can save you a lot of emotional energy. Women are complex, and their motivations aren't always what they seem. That's just human nature. But here's the key: don't get caught up in the chase or let it shake your confidence. The truth is, some women will go on dates purely for the perks. It's not personal, it's just reality. Stoicism teaches us that it's not about what happens to us, but how we respond to it. So, if you find yourself in a situation like this, stay calm, stay grounded, and remind yourself that your value doesn't hinge on someone else's intentions. By approaching these moments with resilience and awareness, you're already setting yourself apart. Keep your head up, focus on what matters, and remember, you're in control of how you navigate these situations. 6. Ovulation boosts desire. Here's a straightforward fact you should know. During ovulation, women experience a natural surge in desire and arousal. This isn't just a feeling, it's biology at work. Nature amplifies their sexual energy, making them more attuned to attraction and potentially more inclined toward intimacy. But here's the important part. This isn't about you doing everything right or somehow winning her over. It's about timing and understanding the natural cycles at play. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes invaluable. A Stoic doesn't let external forces or fleeting emotions dictate their mindset. Instead, they observe, accept, and remain in control of their response. When a woman's desire increases due to her ovulation, you have a choice. You can take it as a confidence boost, or you can stay grounded, recognizing it for what it is, a natural rhythm of life, not a reflection of your worth or actions. By understanding and respecting these natural cycles, you empower yourself to stay composed and focused. Instead of overvaluing or overthinking the moment, you see it clearly and move forward with self-discipline and clarity. True strength comes from mastering your own emotions and reactions, not from trying to control the uncontrollable. When you embrace this perspective, you're not just navigating relationships with wisdom, you're building the kind of resilience that Stoicism is all about. 7. The desirable man effect. Here's a fascinating truth that many men overlook. Your value in a woman's eyes can skyrocket when she sees that other women find you desirable. It's not just about your looks or words, it's something deeper, social proof. When a woman notices that others are drawn to you, she starts to wonder what makes you so special. It's primal, hardwired into human nature. Think about it. Why do rare or exclusive items seem so much more appealing when everyone wants them? The same principle applies here. But let's be clear, this isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's a simple biological reality. Women are naturally attracted to men who are perceived as high value by others. That said, this is where Stoic philosophy becomes your greatest ally. A true Stoic is aware that his inner virtues, self-respect, and clarity of purpose define his worth rather than how others perceive him. When you focus on mastering your emotions and living with intention, you exude a quiet confidence that speaks volumes. This is the kind of energy that draws people in, not because you're seeking their approval, but because you're secure in who you are. Social proof might work in your favor, but don't rely on it. The real power lies in walking your own path, staying true to your values, and letting everything else fall into place. Now that we've covered 7 of the 15 surprising psychological facts about women, I want to hear from you. Which insight hit home the most? Here's a thought I'd love for you to comment on. Understanding women starts with understanding yourself. How does that resonate with the Stoic philosophy we've been exploring? Share your thoughts below. I'll be reading every single one. Let's keep the conversation going. 8. Position preferences vary. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Many women have specific preferences when it comes to intimate positions. One of the most commonly favored is penetration from behind. For many women, this position isn't just about physical pleasure. It can create a deeper, more primal connection. But don't make the mistake of thinking it's all physical. A woman's desires are often tied to her emotions. her sense of trust, and even subconscious factors. When she gravitates toward a particular position, it's not just about the act itself. It's about how she feels in that moment. Is she comfortable? Does she feel connected to you? Does she trust you? These are the unspoken elements that shape her desires. This is where the Stoic mindset comes into play. Instead of fixating on what you think you know, focus on what you can control. Your ability to understand her needs, your willingness to adapt, and your confidence in creating a meaningful connection. In relationships, it's not about making assumptions or sticking to rigid ideas. It's about being present, perceptive, and responsive to her cues. Just like in Stoicism, true mastery lies in flexibility and control, not over her, but over yourself. When you adjust to the moment and prioritize her emotional and physical needs, you build a connection that goes far beyond the surface. It's about creating trust, comfort, and a shared experience that deepens your relationship. 9. Attention and empathy. Heal. Here's a truth you need to grasp quickly. When a woman is upset, she doesn't need you to fix the problem. She needs you to listen. No advice, no quick solutions, just your presence and empathy. We live in a world where men are conditioned to take action, to solve, to do something. But when it comes to women, one of the most powerful things you can do is simply be there. Listen fully without interrupting or judging. This isn't about weakness, it's about strength. The strength to be present, to offer real empathy, and to understand that not everything needs to be controlled or resolved by you. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes a game changer. Stoicism teaches that the true power isn't in forcing outcomes, but in mastering your response to the situation. When you show up for her, calm, grounded, and present, you become her anchor. Instead of trying to fix her emotions, you allow her the space to express them freely. And in doing so, you create a level of trust and connection that goes far deeper than words or actions ever could. Sometimes, the most meaningful thing you can give isn't a solution. It's your attention. Real connection begins when you stop trying to control the moment and start fully experiencing it with her. That's how you heal, how you grow, and how you strengthen the bond between you. 10th, secret thoughts of affairs. Here's a hard truth to swallow. 68% of women admit they've thought about having an affair if they knew they wouldn't get caught. This isn't some rare anomaly, it's a reflection of reality. Women are deeply emotional beings, and when they feel neglected or emotionally unfulfilled, their minds may begin to wander. But let's be clear, this doesn't automatically mean it's your fault. However, if you've grown complacent in your relationship, it might be time to reflect. The tough reality is that many men focus their energy on the wrong things, chasing external validation, stressing over things they can't control, or neglecting the personal growth needed to sustain a strong relationship. Women often test your strength, your consistency, and your ability to lead. It's not about controlling her, it's about showing up as the best version of yourself. If you're not offering emotional connection and depth, she might begin to look elsewhere. This is where Stoic principles come into play. Instead of blaming circumstances, focus on what you can control: your mindset, your actions, and the effort you put into nurturing the relationship. Don't let emotional neglect be the silent wedge that drives you apart. Stay sharp, stay present, lead your relationship with purpose and intention. When you bring emotional security and consistency to the table, you're not just keeping her attention, you're building a bond that lasts. 11th best friend versus boyfriend. Here's a tough truth to face. Some women feel closer to their best friend than to their boyfriend. Yes, you heard that right. While you might think you're the most important man in her life, the emotional trust and deep connection she shares with her best friend could outweigh the attraction she feels for you. But let's pause for a moment. This isn't a critique of women. It's a reality check about relationships. If you're not actively building a meaningful emotional connection, if you're just coasting or focusing only on physical attraction, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The truth is, women aren't just looking for a partner. They want a leader, someone who can match their emotional depth, keep them intrigued, and be their steady anchor when life gets tough. Being her boyfriend isn't enough. To truly win her heart, you need to be her confidant, her protector, and her equal. This is where Stoicism shines. Instead of complaining or feeling threatened by her emotional bond with someone else, focus on what you can control: your actions, your emotional resilience, and your ability to show up as a reliable, grounded presence. Build your own emotional strength and lead with confidence. When you become the man who can provide emotional security and depth, you won't just be her boyfriend. You'll be the person she truly values and cherishes. 12th, confidence and emotional maturity. Let's get real. If you think women in their 40s are primarily focused on the physical side of things, you're missing the bigger picture. As women mature, intimacy becomes less about physical performance and more about emotional stability, intelligence, and confidence. It's about connection, not just attraction. Here's the hard truth. Physical appeal alone won't carry you far. Sure, you might be in the best shape of your life, but if you lack emotional maturity or inner confidence, you'll come up short. Women in this stage of life are looking for more than surface-level attraction. They want depth. This is where the Stoic mindset makes all the difference. A mature woman isn't interested in someone chasing validation or constantly seeking approval. She's looking for a man who is grounded, secure in himself, and emotionally resilient. True confidence doesn't come from how others see you. It comes from knowing your purpose and maintaining balance within yourself. So, stop focusing solely on what's external and start cultivating the qualities you can control: emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and an unshakable sense of purpose. When you develop these traits, you won't just attract her. You'll connect with her on a deeper, more meaningful level. That's the kind of maturity and confidence that stands out. And when you bring that to the table, you're not just building a relationship. You're building something truly lasting and fulfilling. 13. Size doesn't matter. Let's debunk a myth that's been stressing men out for way too long. Size isn't everything. Here's the truth. An average-sized penis is more than enough to bring pleasure. The female body is designed for comfort and compatibility, not extremes. Obsessing over size misses the bigger picture entirely. What really matters? Your presence, your confidence, and how you carry yourself in the moment. Women care far more about how you make them feel, both emotionally and physically, than about any specific measurement. A man who can lead, make her feel desired, and create a connection will always have the edge. This is where Stoicism comes in. Focus on what you can control. You can't change your physical attributes, but you can refine your mindset, build emotional resilience, and deepen your ability to connect. A confident man who practices self-control and remains present in the moment can create intimacy that far surpasses anything physical alone. So, stop wasting energy worrying about size. Instead, focus on what truly counts: your ability to make her feel valued, desired, and understood. When you approach relationships with confidence and emotional maturity, you'll realize that what matters most isn't something you can measure. It's the connection you create. 14. Body language speaks volumes. Here's a truth that many men, overlooked women, speak with their bodies constantly. If you're not paying attention to the small, subtle cues, you're missing out on some of the most powerful signs of attraction. Women often communicate more through body language than words, pointing toes, playing with their hair, leaning in close, or giving subtle glances. These aren't just random behaviors, they're clear signals of interest. The brutal reality is, if you're not aware of these cues, you're leaving the door open for another guy who is. It's not just about reading her body. It's about owning your own confidence in your posture, your movements, and the way you carry yourself. You can shift the energy in the room when you stand tall, make direct eye contact, and exude self-assurance. You're not just responding to signals, you're sending them. This ties into Stoicism. Control the things within your power. Your body language is in your hands. Don't let fear, insecurity, or uncertainty distort your presence. Master it, and you'll start seeing attraction in ways you never imagined. 15. Communication is everything. Here's the truth. Most guys stumble badly when it comes to communication. Some think staying silent, being mysterious, or playing games will somehow win a woman over. But here's the hard reality. Women want clarity. They value open, direct conversations about desires, boundaries, and expectations. It's not just about nodding along. It's about actively listening, being honest, and expressing your thoughts without hesitation. When you avoid clear communication, you open the door to confusion and unmet expectations. Misunderstandings can quickly derail even the strongest connection. Women respect a man who can confidently communicate his thoughts, someone who is both strong and vulnerable at the right moments. This is where Stoicism becomes your greatest ally. It's not about controlling others. It's about mastering your own emotions and reactions. When you can have honest, straightforward conversations without letting ego or feelings cloud your judgment, you're demonstrating true emotional maturity. And here's the thing: trust is built on communication. Trust is the foundation of every relationship, whether it's romantic, professional, or fleeting. So, step up. Speak your truth, listen openly, and approach conversations with respect and authenticity. That's how you earn trust and build meaningful connections. And there you have it. 15 surprising psychological insights about women, from love and attraction to emotional connection. By understanding these, you can approach relationships with greater confidence, empathy, and awareness. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. But before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and include the phrase, "The more I understand, the more I control." Let's keep the conversation going. I can't wait to read your perspectives and dive deeper into this topic together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.